knew what he meant. You know what he's getting at. He's not saying they're murderers and they're burying people in under the patio. I mean, he's saying that they're literally murdering football commentary. It's a metaphor, isn't it? It's like, everyone knew what he was saying. And the other thing that the judge was saying that is that what he said was done deliberately and with the intent to cause upset, an offence, or something like that. And now, who decides that? Who decides what Joey Barton was intending to do?
And by the way, what's
Someone,
wrong with that? What's wrong with
yeah.
that? He was pissed off with their football commentary. He may have wanted to cause them upset and offence. And we have a justice system. We have a justice system in the United Kingdom now. Or actually, I don't call it a justice system anymore, actually, because it's not. I don't think we have a justice system that is delivering justice. So I think we have a judiciary now, a judiciary that works with the deep state and the political establishment and the people in charge, Slippery Starmer and his best mate, the Attorney General Richard Hermer, to deliver chilling messages to the British people. And I think there's no better example of that than Joey Barton, who had become quite a powerful working class anti-establishment figure. I'm not going to say he was on the right because I don't think politically he is on the right, but I think he was an anti-establishment hero who a lot of young men really looked up to. And so what do? They destroy him. And they destroy him by giving him a jail sentence, which is the equivalent, the same jail sentence, suspended, yes, but the same jail sentence as the BBC paedophile Hugh Edwards. Well, of course, there was virtually no mainstream outrage about this over the past 24 hours. That disgusts me. Obviously, I'm disgusted. I spoke about it yesterday. I'm looking for some political leadership here. Is Nigel Farage speaking up for Joey Barton? Is Kemi Badenoch standing up for Joey Barton? Of course not. But in America, they are. Because when End Wokeness, the big X account, posted UK judge sentences Joey Barton to 6 months in prison over offensive posts on X, Ted Cruz, the US Senator, posted this graphic. Rest in peace, free speech in the UK, 1689 to 2025, finally cancelled for wrongthink, survived Cromwell, Hitler, and the Blitz, couldn't survive a Twitter ratio. And honestly, that's what this was about, because all Joey Barton had done was write some mean tweets to the broadcaster Jeremy Vine and the female football pundits Lucy Ward and Eni Aluko, who is on some type of sympathy tour around the mainstream media. She's loving this so much. And look at this from the Mercian about the judge who sentenced Joey Barton, a bloke called Andrew Menery, who previously gave a paedophile who shared baby rape videos no prison time. Dan Wootton Outspoken is available as a podcast too. So to listen or watch us on the go, wherever you are, then please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And as a personal favour to me, please rate and review, as it really helps our independent show. Because he had good character. He had previously handed down a 20-month prison sentence to a man for shouting and waving his arms at police and calling them traitors during the 2024 summer disorder following the Southport killings. So as Tommy Robinson put it, another day in Starmer's regime, modern Britain, and he says that he was sentenced for crimes of social media posts deemed intent to cause distress or anxiety in what he describes now as an absolute joke of a system. Former Conservative MP Andrew Bridgen added, Joey Barton gets the Alex Belfield treatment in court. I guess Joey is not in the club. We now live in a country where if you call someone a nonce, you can go to prison. But if you are a nonce, you don't. And this was the judge sentencing Joey Barton yesterday. And you've got to see this, because you have to understand how ludicrous our country has become when a judge is able to speak to a high-profile individual or anyone like this for tweets. For tweets. Watch.
Suspended sentence order of 18 months duration. On counts 2 and 4, the racially aggravated offences, there will be custodial terms of 6 months, and on counts 6, 8, 9 and 10, custodial terms of 4 months, all such terms to run concurrently, and all suspended for a period of 18 months. If during that 18-month period you commit any further offence, whether or not of the same type, you will be brought back before the court, and it is likely that you will be required to serve some or all of that total 6-month period. That, of course, is not an end of the matter. For the next 12 months, you will be subject to a rehabilitation activity requirement of up to 20 days, and you are required to complete 200 hours of unpaid work in the community.
He's speaking to Joey Barton for sending some spicy posts on X. Now, I then start thinking, okay, why are they so scared of Joey Barton? Because, of course, what does this sentence do? As you could see there, it silences him, doesn't it? It now silences him for a lengthy period of time. Why were they so scared of him? It's because he connects with people. Watch.
Socialist utopia that Keir Starmer and his fucking front bench are trying to build. When we're allowing our pensioners, our most vulnerable people, to be attacked or to freeze in the winter months, and we're sending aid to places that have got nothing to do with us to try and influence soft power decisions that enrich corporations, I think, you know, we're living in a dangerous time.
What I don't need is absolute bakes like Gary Neville, right? Whose dad's called Neville, so we can instantly establish his nan and granddad were a pair of cunts. Because if you call your kid Neville, you're a fucking cunt in my book.
So, Carol McGiffin, what I believe the deep state have decided to do is treat Joey Barton in the same way that they've treated Russell Brand, or in the same way that they've treated Andrew Tate. And it's to say, you're a threat to us. You're getting too big. Too many people are connecting with what you're saying. And so we're going to criminalize you. But first, the number one worst fruit for your waistline. Are you turning healthy fruits into highly unhealthy fruits without even realizing it? Fruit can be one of the healthiest things you can put into your body, but the majority of Americans are guilty of making this single mistake that can counteract all of the health benefits of fruit. Some fruits help with occasional constipation, reduce bloating, and even help burn calories. Others can wreak havoc on your digestive system and energy levels. I came across this viral presentation from world-renowned surgeon Dr. Stephen Gundry that showcases the 3 fruits to stop eating today. And it was shocking. I had no idea. And after finding it out, I've stopped eating these too. I'm going to put a link for you all to watch it because I want you to gain this information. I think it's truly important. You can watch it right now at thehealthyfat.com/outspoken. That's thehealthyfat.com/outspoken. I also linked it in the description box below the video too, so make sure to click on it or just go to thehealthyfat.com/outspoken. Oh, and by the way, eliminating these fruits could forever change the way we help increase energy levels, decrease brain fog, support digestion, and even lose weight. So make sure to click below or go to thehealthyfat.com/outspoken to find out now. Dr. Gundry has lost 70 pounds himself using his research and has kept the weight off for over 20 years and counting. His digestive issues are gone, his health is fantastic, and he feels younger and healthier today than he did in his 40s. His video has been watched by over 20 million people to date, and you can watch and learn more about it at thehealthyfat.com/outspoken. It's linked at the bottom of this video, but he'll teach you exactly how he has kept his weight off for free at thehealthyfat.com/outspoken. Just click on the link in the description below the video. But now, back to the show.
Yeah, but they are also very public figures, as is Katie Hopkins, as is, well, Alex Belfield, massive following. And he actually did jail time for sending mean tweets.
A huge amount of jail time. Also to Jeremy Vine, by the way, who seems to be a common denominator.
Exactly. Exactly. Who's at fault here? Well, I just think they make examples of these people who they do silence with injunctions or restraining orders and whatever else, saying they can't do this, they can't go on social media, they can't say anything about this person. They silence those, but in the process, they induce fear into people, into silencing themselves as well, because, oh, well, if it can happen to them, it can happen to me. And sure, it could. It actually could. So, but you've got to draw the line somewhere. You can't keep silencing yourself, because then they have actually won. I mean, they hold all the cards as it is.
Yeah, but you heard the judge there to Barton, right?
Yeah.
Basically, you step out of line, Joey Barton, over the next 6 months, and then it will be much longer than that, Carol, because I know how much, for example, the parole board and everything are currently controlling Lucy Connolly. So it's like, you step out of line, we throw you back in prison.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And isn't it terrifying that the ability to do this to people for saying things on Twitter even exists in the UK? It's quite, it's almost unbelievable. It's like, yeah, no, it's not really happening, but it is, and it's happening all the time. And it is working. It is making people silence themselves. It is making people think about what they say on Twitter, especially on Twitter or on Facebook or on, whatever else, Instagram. And they're forever taking people down for the most stupid comments. And yet you see really quite unsavory things on there, especially from the left, especially from the fake liberals. You see really horrible, nasty stuff on there. And yet nothing ever happens.
Nothing has ever
about
done.
it.
Honestly, can I just remind you of what Joey Barton actually said about Eni Aluko and Lucy Ward? So
Yeah.
he compared them to Fred and Rose West, but in the sense that they were the Fred and Rose West of football commentary. He suggested their commentary was so poor it was criminal. Regarding Aluko specifically, she's obviously a black woman. He claims she was only there to tick boxes in reference to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, as a result of that, the attack, because that's how the court looks at this, was described as racially aggravated. And the posts were deemed to have caused Aluko and Ward significant distress. Now, I honestly cannot understand that, Carol. Like, he described them as the Fred and Rose West of football commentary. How the hell is that illegal? Sure, you can say it's offensive, right? But I get worse than that every single damn day. I'm not calling the bloody police.
Yeah, we all knew what he meant. You know what he's getting at. He's not saying they're murderers and they're burying people under the patio. I mean, he's saying that they're literally murdering football commentary. It's a metaphor, isn't it? It's like, everyone knew what he was saying. And the other thing that the judge was saying that is that what he said was done deliberately and with the intent to cause upset and offence or something like that. And now, who decides that? Who decides what Joey Barton was intending to do?
And by the way, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? He was pissed off with their football commentary. He may have wanted to cause them upset and offence. I would argue, Carol, and you've been someone who's been in the public eye for decades now, we take a certain risk by doing that, right? We accept that there's a certain amount of public commentary that comes our way. And until it gets into the domain of a specific threat of violence, that's the only time I've ever taken action where there was a specific threat of intended violence against me. I don't understand how this should trouble the courts at all. Because what we're saying is that if we had Nick Fuentes in this country, he would be in prison. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, there are a lot of things to unpack there, but it is like if you say something on Twitter to someone who is in the public eye, that person should absolutely expect it, and it should be like water off a duck's back. Because I remember working with people in the public eye who were constantly complaining about trolls on Twitter, people who were saying nasty things to them or about them. And you just think, well, look, you can't control this. You can't have all the nice stuff and you can't and not have the horrible stuff. Because if you read anything at all, if you read anything, even the nice stuff, you've got to expect the bad stuff. And people are so thin-skinned, and it's almost as though everyone's a victim now. I'm a victim because I've been trolled. And it's like, it used to just tire me out. I mean, I would never ever complain. I hardly ever block anyone if they say anything mean or nasty. I just don't care, because I think also, if you can't stand the heat, then get out of the kitchen, get off of social media. If you don't like it and you don't like what people are saying, and you can't stand what people are saying, you want to control what people are saying, then just don't get on it. Don't do it. Simple as that.
Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.